Okay. All right. Okay, and all right. Okay, and all right. What is going on, everyone? My name is Joel. Thanks for coming into the meeting tonight. I, if you have any questions, shoot them into the group. Otherwise, I'm just going to get ripping here. And we're going over today what I have endearingly called battling the fitness villain. Oof. Were there ever one? And I don't mean to knock my own industry. I think Tyler and Gavin and myself, we might all have something to say about the nature of the fitness industry, what it does well. I'm not saying that it's not doing anything right, but there's a lot of stuff that still could be better, I think. And there's a lot of beautiful work being done, a lot of lives being changed, and people's relationships with fitness working out for the better. And I'm so happy to be part of that. That's why I do it. However, there is a problem, and we're going to talk about that problem. The thing I want you to stay tuned for at the end are 3 tools you can put in your tool belt. You might call them weapons, so to speak, if we're going to use this video game narrative in this discussion, so that you can use them against the final boss or the lord of the fitness problem, so to speak, the main boss of the video game. You must understand, first and foremost, that a lot of this starting fitness and stopping is not your fault. Let's begin with the plot of your video game. Picture this. You've had an impulse, something inside you that says you are not satisfied with some element of your life and you want it to change. It could be the way you feel about how you look. It could be the way you think others think how you look, which is a whole conversation in and of itself. It could also be, which is common among older people that I have trained, I don't want to be in pain. My knees hurt, my back hurts. There's got to be something I can do other than get a knee replacement. And it's true, you can, but talk to your doctor first, then come see me, and then go back and talk to your doctor. This is the plot. You want to make the change. The change involves beginning to exercise, and you begin to change your eating habits, and then the problem reveals itself. The handiwork of the fitness villain. And that's simply this. After some preparation, let's say you did some Googling to figure out, okay, well, where should I begin? Should I get a gym membership? Should I try running? Depending on where you are in your life, what you Google may be different. Then you go and you ask your active friends, what should I do? What are you doing that's working? How can I get started? And then it begins. You start your journey. After a period of time, though, something happens, and it's at this point that you either continue, you stall, or you disappear for a period of time. And how many of us can say that in our life, depending where you are in life, that you have started fitness, something happened, then you stopped. You started again, something happened, and then you stopped. Something happened, and then you stopped. This is the actual villain, or the handiwork of the villain, like I said. So these I have described to clients in my career as pattern interruptions. You are the one endeavoring to make this habit of exercise so that you can get what you want. And what invariably happens is life stuff, and there's not anything you can do about that. A lot of things are out of your control. What is in your control is how you handle some of those things, but the chief villain of this video game of fitness is not knowing how to handle a pattern interruption, and it is not your fault. The education that exists in the fitness world doesn't exactly present itself with a simple Google search. Usually you type something in there and you get like 10 results back. And they all kind of are talking about the same thing, but it's like, okay, well, how many sets do I need to do? How heavy does the weight need to be? And am I really going to get what I'm looking for out of this? And then, I mean, at least you start something, but there never seems to really be a clear answer. And, to be honest, the answer for you might not be the answer for somebody else. And I think that's what makes it so tricky. But nevertheless, this is the 𝗳𝘂𝗿 carousel is all I can think of. And thank you, Lifehouse, the band, for that song title, because it seems appropriate to describe this. Here's why it's not your fault. Like I said, when you Google stuff, the facts about fitness aren't entirely obvious despite all the info that exists. Nobody exactly is laying out the plan specifically for your situation for you. That's what trainers are for. Come talk to us. We're really good. We've been doing this for a long time. And your brain is hardwired to recognize patterns. So part of the internal resistance that you feel, the frustration that you feel with this cycle, is your brain has recognized a pattern that what you have done before did not work. And you think, okay, well, maybe I wasn't doing something right. And then you try again and you're like, oh, okay, well, I can't seem, something's not clicking. Something is not clicking. And your brain recognizes that there are a lot of things that don't seem to be working. The educational component of your fitness experience should be something, in my opinion, that your trainer provides to you. So instead of just being handed instructions, you should be learning along the way. And this is what I have been doing with my clients personally. I can't speak for every other trainer, but I know that Tyler and Gavin do a really good job of leading you all into more of a clear understanding of how this process works, how your food plays a critical role in body composition goals, and how your exercise selections and what you're doing in the gym helps you along that path. Everything is working together. The protagonist of the story is literally you. It's not the trainer, it's not the program or the meal plan or the nutrition coaching that is provided to you. The hero is you. Let's chew on that for a second. The villain is defeated not by the fitness program or by the tools that you learn, because you are the one using the tools and you are the one taking the action steps. This might make some of you feel a little guilty. It might turn you off a little bit, but I hope that you would also endeavor to see this as incredibly empowering. It's you that's in control. These are just the fitness stuff. They're just rules. They're just guidelines. And if you use your force, your body force, your mental force to do these things, you will get what you're trying to get, and you will defeat the fitness boss. One way that you can do this is to think of yourself as a person who exercises instead of a person who needs to do X in order to get Y. That latter one is really cumbersome. To always be kind of, your goal is just always out of reach. Like, think of it like a journey. You want to go to a place and you're trying to get there, and it's taken some time. You know it's going to take some time, but you're always thinking destination, destination, destination. You never once stop to think that all along the way, maybe there was something to enjoy about the process. So we get all worked up about how long it's taking to get there, how many stops you have to, how many pattern interruptions that you have to experience to get there. And pattern interruptions are, you get sick, work stuff, relationship stuff, other family stuff, somebody knocks something off your car and you can't drive it, any of these things, right? Even going on vacation, right? You're doing something healthy for yourself, pulling away from work so that you can do some well-earned R&R, get some well-earned R&R. And then when you jump back into your regular rhythm, when you come home, maybe the piece that doesn't come back with that regular work rhythm is your fitness rhythm. That's a pattern interruption. And it's not your fault. We just got to learn how to handle those things. So the 3 tools that I'm going to give you, the 3 weapons, so to speak, that you can use to defeat the evil fitness villain. Number 1, write stuff down. I don't know if any of you all remember Tony Horton. He was the trainer that designed the very popular workout program P90X. And something he used to say, I will never forget this: how do you know what to do if you don't know what you did? And we could use this for the exercise programs or your workouts, and we could use this for your meal plans or knowing what you ate. The studies have resoundingly shown that we definitely underestimate how many calories we eat. And one need look no further than probably having a fajita at a Mexican restaurant. Chef is not back there, I guarantee you, with a tablespoon, like measuring this stuff out, gotta fit these macros, can't go over it all. No, man, like they're back there, like throwing that in the pan, like serving it up hot, and it comes out smoking. And it's these underestimations because you can't see, or it's kind of, kind of glossy and stuff, but you can't otherwise really see liquid fats because it dresses your food. It makes it taste good too. Don't forget that you need to eat fat because it's tasty and it's good for you. But because you can't see it, you underestimate how many calories you've actually eaten. And so when we're trying to like just keep a mental record of what we're actually eating, we're not getting it right. So write this stuff down, write it down and keep track, watch your trends over time. Same goes for your exercise performance. You've got to have some reference point for how you have been doing to know where you're trying to go so you can move that direction. So you can then have another reference point to see how you have gotten better over time. And I will say this, that if you can be sure you are making progress in the gym, performance-wise, as long as you get the food right, you're gonna get what you're trying to get. I promise, 100%. But this all boils down to structure. So the way to get that is to log it. Tool or a weapon number 2 is stacking habits. Instead of getting frustrated over your inability to do something that you know you need to be doing in order to get what you're trying to get, you could pair what you're trying to get with something that you already do. For example, I have a client right now online who is struggling to get her protein in, and she decided she wanted to supplement with a shake. The problem is that she was forgetting the night before to either prepare or like set things out to prepare it so it was ready to go in the morning, or to make it in the morning because she was just tired or she was short on time. So the solution for that was, well, what are you already doing that would make this a little bit easier midday? Okay, well, let's think about, okay, work schedule, lunchtime. What's happening at lunch while you're sitting down eating? What is the easiest way to get your protein goal with that shake when you're eating? Maybe to put a little tiny thing of protein and measure out your portion and put that into your lunchbox. Maybe you don't want to eat at lunchtime. Maybe that goes with her afternoon snack or with your afternoon snack. And then what do? Well, now it's there. Same thing if you're trying to go to the gym and there's like this heavy resistance, put your gym bag in your trunk. Keep a tub of protein in your trunk. And then there are less steps that you have to take to get it because you're already going, you already have this momentum. So just use the momentum of what you're already doing and tack this new thing on there, and then it'll start to pop off. That's tool and weapon number 2. Number 3, I would say arguably the most important one is envisioning who you are going to be so that you can be the person now that you're trying to become. Think about it like this. What type of person, if I'm thinking about what I want to be, what type of person does those things? Does it not make sense that if you just do those things, then you will become that person? And not a fake it till you make it. Like if you do those things, you are that person now. But in order for that to get some traction psychologically, you have to do some thinking about what sort of difference does your life have when you become the thing that you're trying to be, or you get the thing that you're trying to get. Because if you can get that now, then as I have said, you're not reaching for this thing that's kind of elusive, like you can't even get your hands on it. If you just become it, you have your hands on it, and now you're just shaping the thing that you're trying to get, right? One effort at a time. And this is tool number 3, or weapon number 3, to defeat the fitness boss. You guys, I hope this has been very helpful. We'll do more of these trainings in the future. If you have things that you want to learn about, hey, I highly encourage you to throw those down in the comments. Let me know what it is that you need help with. And most importantly, if you haven't ever thought about hiring a coach, we are taking clients and we would love to help you get what you're trying to get. And at the very least, just give you some clarity so that you know what steps to take. I don't want you to have, if you have a picture of your fitness journey and it's only missing a couple puzzle pieces. If you need those puzzle pieces, let us give those to you. Come to the trainings, leave your remarks or your comments or your questions in the group. Let's talk about this stuff. Let's get you where you're trying to get. And if you really need help, you want some structure, let's talk about some training. We are here for you. I'll see you guys next time.